Hey friends, today on Gardening with Creekside, we have a very fun announcement, a welcoming if you shall. We have added 12 new sweet little baby chicks to the Creekside family. They just got here this morning, so we thought it would be really fun to introduce them to you and kind of tell you our little story on why we're getting into chickens again and all of our plans for these girls. So we actually had chickens. This is our third set of chickens. Our very first round came right before we started homeschooling 8 years ago. And we just thoroughly enjoyed having these sweet little baby chicks. And then, of course, growing up and to become big girls. So basically from here on out, if you hear me refer to the girls, this is who I am referring to, because we do get all females. We want them for their eggs and just being the sweet little things that they are. I have absolutely no desire whatsoever to have a rooster or to have our own little chicks come from the flock. So that is why we do straight females. But we were into chickens, and then, you know, you have them for so many years. Life got a little crazy. We decided to step away from having them, and we missed them terribly. So here we are again having the 12 girls. They do not have names yet. They will, but we want to see their little personalities come out. So where did I get them and what kinds do we have? I do order them from Meyer Hatchery in Ohio. We get them as day-old chicks. So these sweet little girls were actually hatched yesterday. They were boxed up in this fantastic cardboard little traveling nursery. Got shipped by the post office in priority mail and got to us at 10 o'clock this morning. The post office calls and says, hey, your chicks are here. So we rushed down and we went and got them. We actually have, like I said, 12 girls, 4 different breeds. We have the Rhode Island Reds, which are just a classic backyard bird. They are great, docile, friendly birds, and they are good egg producers. I love the Rhode Island Reds. So we have Rhode Island Reds. We have Buff Orpingtons. Buff Orpingtons are probably some of the sweetest, most docile birds you will ever see. They are, will you pick up one of the Buff Orpingtons? Yeah. So they are a beautiful, creamy, very soft yellow, extremely sweet. They are beautiful birds when they get big. They are very, very fluffy. They actually look like they weigh a ton, but when you pick them up, it's like they're almost all feathers. So great birds to have for children. And if you are looking to hatch some eggs, they can tend to be broody, which means that they like to sit on eggs. So the Buff Orpingtons are good for that. Then we have the black Australorps. The black Australorps are a solid black bird. Beautiful. There will be a little bit of white on the tips of their wings. So yeah, that's the wrong one. We do have the other variety, the other breed does have some black in them too, but let's see if Megan can find them.
There's one. I know, you're so mad.
She says, Maggie got me. So sweet, have a little bit of white on them. But the black Australorps, again, very nice, docile, friendly bird. That's really important to me, is that we have nice birds, because clearly we are touching them and handling them from the very beginning. We do not want mean chickens. I had mean chickens when I was a child. It can traumatize you. So we have very friendly ones, but the black Australorps, not only are they great egg producers, but they are very heat tolerant and cold tolerant. With us being in North Carolina, we don't have to worry about too much as far as the cold, but the heat we do. Like, I worry more about the heat than the cold. And then Megan has a brand new variety for us. It is the Green Queen. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a bird that was bred by Meyer Hatchery. A beautiful bird, and it will have a lot of different variations between the birds. Like, even as the chicks, the 3 that we have do not look anything alike. You can tell very easily which ones are the Buff Orpingtons, but with the Green Queens, there is a bit of a difference in color. So they could have feathered feet. They could have 5 toes. On some of them could have 5 toes, but they are a great bird, and they are what we consider an egger. So like an Easter egger. So they will have green to blue eggs. Everybody else is going to have brown. They will have the green to blue. So those are the different varieties, the different breeds that we have. Again, they are day old. I have this brooder here. We are in the schoolroom. If you're like, where in the world are you? We are in our schoolroom. They're going to stay up here. I learned all that I know about chickens and chicken keeping from Lisa Steele. She is a really well-known, she has written multiple books and out there, but Fresh Eggs Daily. And so she takes a very natural, holistic approach to raising chickens and keeping healthy chickens. So when I followed her method the entire time in our first sets of chickens, and had great success. We had never had, that was our first experience with chickens, and extremely healthy, very happy, very sweet birds, really no health problems whatsoever. And so we do follow her method. The brooder is obviously for 12. It works when they're day old chicks, but pretty soon we're gonna have a duplex, and we will have a whole nother one of these, and then we have a little tunnel that will connect them. Because the baby chicks will stay in the brooder for about 6 to 8 weeks. You have to keep them in here until the nighttime temperatures don't get below 60, 65, or until they get their big girl feathers, and that's going to be around 6 to 8 weeks. Baby chicks cannot regulate their body temperature. They need their mama for that. Obviously, they don't have a mama. Like right now, Megan has them, and they're all snuggled up in her sweatshirt, and one of them is going to sleep, like her eyes are closed. So we have, you can use a heat lamp. Heat lamps kind of scare me a little bit because one, they can be a fire hazard. Two, it's hard to get the exact placement of it right. If you get it too close to the birds, it can be too hot for them, so it could burn them. And if it's too far away, it's not enough heat. So what we have is the Brency. It's a Eco Globe. It's a radiant heat. So that's what this little yellow thing is, and the underneath is nice and warm. So the chicks can go under there when they're cold, hang out there, get cuddled together, and then you'll see them just start shoot out. So they'll just come out and play and have a great time. So they can come in here. We use pine shavings because that is nice and clean and healthy for them. You don't want to use cedar. Cedar can be toxic for the baby chicks. You always keep a nice supply of water for them. Right now, the water looks a little bit yellow. That is because it has an electrolyte mixture in there. After the shipping, they need a little extra boost of energy and to replenish anything that was lost during shipping. So they have that, and then they have food before them always. I do follow Lisa's Breakfast of Champions, and so it is a blend where you take a nice, good quality chick food and then you add things to it, and for supplements and immune boost and immune health and all those kinds of things. And then of course we have chick grit, because chickens can't digest food without the help of some grit or some dirt, and so that's why we have the chick grit in there. And then of course there is a lid, so the lid will come on it, and there is ventilation in that. Obviously we're not going to seal them in there. Right now they're not flying, but it'll be not long at all, and you'll lift off the lid and they'll just go fly out. Whoof, they will fly out, and then when you try to put the lid back on, then that can be quite fun. But there is a lid with ventilation, so they'll go in here. Brenna has not met them yet. We thought they'd been traumatized enough for one day as far as being shipped in a little box from Ohio to North Carolina. So we will introduce Brenna to them tomorrow. And so right now in the schoolroom, if we're not in here, the lid is on and the door is closed. So that will be a fun, interesting little thing. She was very interested in the food before they even came. She loved the way the food smelled. So lots of fun chicken stories that are around here. If you've ever been around baby chicks, I tell you, it's like watching a fish tank. They are so mesmerizing. They are so fun to watch. They just come in. Right now they're all huddled underneath the heater, and then they'll come like one will come out and they all come running out, and they'll play and have the best time. The girls are all snuggled up in Megan's little sweatshirt. I tell you, they look like they're sound asleep right there, all warmed up together. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take you outside, and I'm going to talk to you and show you where their chicken coop is going to go and all of the plans for their future here at Creekside. All right, my friends, look who I found. Jerry was landscaping today, and so he is home. He is going to join me so we can talk about this lovely chicken coop that we are going to have for those 12 sweet girls that are upstairs. Basically, the coop is going to go behind us. We talked about this in when we announced that we were getting chickens. So here we are in front of course, the cottage garden, our vegetable garden, what I call Hydrangea Hill, and where you see those trees right up there, that is where the chicken coop is going to go. And we just want to walk up there and talk about it?
Sure.
Sure. So that's what we're going to do. So this little area up here, we've never really been able to use it. Jackson has had a tree house up here before. He's taken it down. He comes up here and does all sorts of fun projects. And yep, the peonies are coming up. Everybody's waking up, getting happy over here. So here we go up into this area behind the Nellie Stevens hollies. Back here has always been kind of a quote, a problem area, because it is up on top of the hill and the trees that are growing here are all volunteer trees, and you can see that they're very close to each other. A lot of them are leaning. We've had a couple that have fallen down, and we are going to come in here, and basically there's a couple of nice pine trees in here that we're going to keep, some nice loblollies, so those will stay, but all of the scraggly trees are going to come out, and then the chicken coop is going to go there. Tell the story about how we came to find our chicken coop. I will tell it.
Yeah, comment.
One of our viewers.
Yeah.
So one of you fantastic viewers, you were watching us when we were talking about getting chickens, and you sent me a message on Instagram, I think it was, and you're like, you got to check out Carolina Coops. So it's this company in North Carolina that they make chicken coops, and then you order it and then they ship it to you, and it's basically pre-made, and then you just have to assemble it and put it together. So that is what we ended up doing. All right, sorry about that little interruption there. Walmart brought us some groceries for tonight's supper. As we were saying, we went ahead and because of one of you lovely viewers, we got turned on to Carolina Coops that make all these really nice, high quality chicken coops. And I was looking at them, I thought, oh man, those are nice, because you can get the base model all the way up to some really, really fancy bougie chicken coops. And then Jerry was looking at them and he was like, well, what do you think? Do you want to order them from there? I was like, really? So
yeah, it just kind of saves us some time. It's already pre-made, really designed out really well for chickens. Yes, we have to put it together, but I think it's panels that come together already.
Right.
And I'm not too, I know like trusses are together, that kind of thing. The box is really super nice inside.
It is.
Sort of, vinyl type, not really a vinyl, it's HDPE, I think it is, that's in there, so it makes it really nice to clean. It's not just a wood finish,
right?
So that's a plus.
Well, and then the whole thing's made out of, what was it, Douglas fir?
Douglas fir, super nice.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's really a quote simple design. We went with the American coop, so it is 6 feet wide, and then we went with the longer run because we know from past experience that the more room that you can give the chickens outside, the better it is. So we got the 24 foot long run, and we're all really excited about it.
Yeah, and I like it. It has this. Maybe you can get something up to show them. But
yeah, I'll try to show a graphic.
It's probably like the coop itself is up off the ground, that's into the frame, and you can open the door to then just have a rake and just clean it out.
Yes, because if anybody's ever cleaned out a chicken coop,
you don't have to actually go inside the coop.
Right. No, you can't. Because it's nice and small.
Yeah,
it's nice and small, and also the nesting boxes. So there's
get your eggs from outside.
The eggs are from outside, so the nesting boxes, the lid will lift up, so you can just open up the lid and gather your eggs. You don't have to go in there, and so you've got. They don't need a very big coop. They need a lot of a run, and so that's what is exciting about this design. And so we've ordered it, and the timing of the coop being ready and the chickens being ready to come out of the house is going to be very, very close. But
yeah, it'll be tight.
That's
somewhat our fault. We just didn't get it ordered.
Right, but it is what it is. So anyway, what are we going to do here and where's it going to go? So basically what we're looking at is we're going to have it kind of come here, and then the 24 will go this way. We'll have the coop will be on this end, and then it'll be all nice panel. Will come out, and Jenny is already designing the landscape around it. I think I really want to do like a raised boxes, that whole length that will run that whole 24 feet in front of the coop. That way I can put herbs in there, I can put marigolds in there, like I can put beautiful kind of quote annual plants in there that the chickens, if they are going to poke their head through the chicken wire, that if they eat them, then it's fine. It actually will help them instead of hurt them. So that's kind of the idea. We will have water run up here and electricity run up here. So we have got a lot of work to do because this whole area right here has got to be cleared out, and as you can see, it's going to be a little bit of a, well, the good thing is we have the equipment, right? So this is the area that essentially it's going to go. It's going to come and run this way. As far as the sun, and you can see, like, here's the house. So we'll be able to see it. The sun comes up just a little bit that way and sets over here. So they will get lots of good sun, but they will also be protected because the whole coop and run have a nice metal roof on it. So that's another thing that we learned from last time, is that you do not need any of the run exposed to open air, because when it rains, it is it's a mess, isn't it, honey? It's a nasty, nasty mess. So the entire coop and run will be covered in a metal roof. So we are really excited about that.
There's no water running into the coop.
No water running into the coop. And then we did learn really well to predator proof the coop. We had a great predator proof system on the last one. We never had any kind of predators try to get in. The only problems we had were some mice that would try to come in and eat the chicken food. But other than that,
I think that's going to be easy for us. You know, the predator proofing, you lay attach wire to it, and then you lay it out on the ground.
right.
And that was easy for us last time. We didn't have to really bury it. We just had
No.
to bring in garden soil that we were planting in. I
Right.
think you could still do that this time.
Oh, I think so too, especially because we're going to have the garden box, like that garden box on the front. So we just lay it down because we do have here, we have fox, we have raccoons, we have possums, we have skunks. Not that those are all going to be like going after the chickens per se. Coyotes, we have coyotes, of course. Then you have hawks, and you have owls, and you have those kinds of like predatory birds, but our girls will be nice and secure in their coop. So we have got to get on it. Tomorrow we have another project. We're going to be clearing some, limbing up some trees. We're going to get that done, and then that way, that's because we got plants that have to get in the ground in a whole nother area, and then hopefully maybe we can move up here and start working on this in the next week or so.
Yeah.
We'll just see.
We'll see. There's a lot going on right now.
There he is.
We have jobs, we have plants coming, we have plants that are here that need to be potted up, we have plants that need to be moved to the nursery to sell. Lots of flowering petunias, guys.
Yes.
Yes.
So 'tis the season around here. Lots and lots and lots going on. But I will say that I know that this man works really well with a deadline, and I ordered these chickens December? November? November, December. I'll have to go back and look to see when I actually placed the order, because I knew we've been talking about getting chickens, and spring is a great time to get baby chicks. So I knew that if we were going to do it, I had to order them, and then because he has to have a deadline in order to get some stuff done sometimes.
Because
there's so much going on. I'm not being ugly. It's just that there's always something going on.
Yeah,
so when the deadline comes, it gets done. So Jenny just knows that that's how this man works. And so I was like, okay, I'm giving you it's not like I ordered them 2 weeks ago and said, oh, by the way, they're coming in 2 weeks. I mean, it's been months. So
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll keep you updated on how the girls are doing. We're going to have a lot of fun. Just go ahead and be prepared to see lots of pictures of sweet little fluffy butts all around and little feathery friends. It's a fun time around here. As always, thanks so much for joining with Creekside. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.